first of all, in fact, the Supreme Court holding 2 days of hearings on gay marriage. It could very well bring about some significant change.
That's right. These are two of the weightiest civil rights cases in years. So first of all, there's Proposition 8, which was a California initiative to ban same-sex marriage in California. Also DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act. So a 1996 law that bans the federal government from offering benefits to same-sex couples. Now, according to the Washington Post, the Supreme Court really needs to move the country forward on these issues and not backwards. And so it calls on the Supreme Court to strike down Proposition 8 and to strike down DOMA. Now, it says that in theory, the Supreme Court could say that, well, a gay marriage and all its benefits is a constitutional guarantee, and this would legalize gay marriage in all 50 states. That's unlikely, and it says that what will likely happen is that the Supreme Court will shoot down these two measures on technicalities, but it would be an important evolution in terms of legal thinking on gay marriage.
Now, you've found that a lot of the papers are kind of looking at how American society's changed, aren't they, over the last decade?
That's right. There's a really interesting graphic in The Independent today that points out that public opinion has completely turned around in the last 10 years. And it says that now a majority of Americans believe that gay marriage should be legal. It's 58% versus 36%. And we can see a map in Le Figaro that points out that, there's incredible momentum going on right now, and now it's legal in 9 states and the District of Columbia.
And the media are also paying close attention to the individual justices that are going to have to vote, especially the Chief Justice, a chap called John Roberts.
That's right. John Roberts so far has been somewhat of a blank slate on the issue. It's unclear exactly how he'll vote, but the media is playing very close attention to somebody who's going to be attending the hearing and actually sitting in the seating that's reserved for family members, and that's his gay first cousin, Jean Podrasky, and her partner. Now, journalists wonder if this could actually be an indication of how he'll vote, if this could be what they call contact theory in practice. A lot of Americans say that they changed their opinion on gay marriage because they knew somebody who was gay. And in fact, his cousin says that she's quite confident that he'll make the right decision.
Now, moving on, another story now. China's Xi Jinping on his first official visit to Africa. That's
right. And according to the China Daily in their editorial, it's quite significant that he chose to go to Africa because it's his first overseas trip in general. He made a first stop in Russia and now Africa. And China Daily takes a closer look at Sino-African ties and says, well, they've never been stronger. China is Africa's largest trading partner. Nearly 2,000 Chinese companies have invested in 50 nations. So it says that this is a trip to cement their friendship. A lot of the media is also paying close attention to someone that's part of the Chinese delegation, and that is the Chinese First Lady, Pen Liyuan. We see here in an article in The Guardian that she is really the talk of Chinese social media. They see her as being hip, refreshing compared to her predecessor. People love her clothes, for instance, supposedly, according to this article. Now, remember, she's a popular singer in China. People compare her often to Carla Bruni or Michelle Obama or even to Kate Middleton. And they say that, well, she's really kind of stealing the limelight from her husband on his first trip overseas.
Ooh, not so good, not so good. We've got some more buzz now. This is in South Korea. Social media there's buzzing about a French minister.
That's right. Now, her name is Fleur Pellerin, and according to this article in Le Figaro, well, South Korea is experiencing Fleur mania now because she was actually born in South Korea. She was abandoned there when she was 6 months old and adopted by a French family. She hasn't been back since, and well, it turns out she's quite a superstar in South Korea. There's a lot of articles in the South Korean press. For instance, the Korean Times points out, well, she's been the hot topic in the evening news. She's a lot more famous than a lot of French actresses, and they still call her Kim Jong-suk. That was her original name. They see her as a symbol of hope.
Fleur is blooming indeed. And finally, he's 17, he's a millionaire, and just because he invented a telephone app.
That's right, it's appy days for Nick Delosio, according to The Guardian. Now, it started as a hobby, and he dreamed up this app in his bedroom, and now he just sold it to Yahoo for 20 million euros. So remember, he's 17 years old. Now, this app is called Sumly, and it provides summaries of news and other websites. And he says that his next thing is that he's going to finish his A-levels.
He needs to. He could retire. He doesn't need to, does he? Good on him. Hopefully he'll invent some more things as well. Florence, thanks a lot. Florence VILLEMINOT with the French paper, the international papers here on France 24. Here's the latest news headlines now then for you. Cyprus's bank set to stay shut until at least Thursday, as the president says the country must now